Hey everybody, how you doing today? Today's video is another one of my archive videos. The video is on how to remove the front air filter from the 85 Suzuki Intruder 750. I hope you find it helpful and enjoy it, and stick around to the end to find out how to watch the video on the rear filter removal. Thanks. Okay, YouTube. In my last video, I showed you how to take the gas tank off of an 85 Suzuki Intruder 750. So today, what we're going to do is we're going to remove the air filters. I don't need to remove the actual air filters to get the carbs out, but I have to remove the air duct from the filter anyway. So I will do a video on how to do that at the same time. So first of all, what we're going to do is find the tools that we're going to need. The tools you will need will be a star screwdriver, two different sizes, preferably a small one and a medium one, but you can get away with just the one. So the first thing you have to do, now this step you don't have to do, it just makes it easier. So I'm going to take this bracket right here, this bracket off. It's for the gas tank. Now, this one here may be different than yours if you have the same bike. This bracket is bolted on top of the clip or the bracket for this side cover. This is just a frame cover, one on either side. I've had this apart before. When I put it back together, I put it back together with this bracket on top because I knew I'd have to remove that bracket again before I had to remove that again. So on yours, it might be the other way around. This bracket might be on first and then these on top, because that's the way it was built from the factory on some of them. But like I said, I changed mine, so I'm going to pull this off. It's just 4 screws, 2 on either side. Now what I like to do when I take stuff out, I like to either put it right back in the hole it came from, or set it aside in a baggie or something marked so that you know where it goes. Okay, so now that I got the screws out, this bracket just pops off. Okay, and what that does is that just makes it easier to move these wires around, because the one ductwork is underneath that. So I also like to put them back in the holes they came from too, so that way when you put it back together, if some screws have been in a certain hole for so long that when they came out, they'll only go back in that hole. Doesn't happen often, but it does happen, so just makes a lot easier so you're not fighting to get it back in a hole. Or so now to pull the ductwork and the air filters out, there's a clamp right here underneath all them wires. Just a little hose clamp there and a hose clamp here. So yes, the Suzuki Intruder has 2 air filters because it's got 2 separate carburetors. Just pull off this hose clamp here. Wrong screwdriver. You don't need to take the screws right out, but I do like to loosen them as far as I can, like right to the tip of the screw, just so I'm not fighting with the clamp to get it back on later on. It's already open as far as it'll go, and makes my life easier, but to each their own. Everybody will do it differently. Now, on this bike, there's a little breather hose attached to the carb right here. Just unplug that from the carb, because it's going to have to come off the carb anyway when I rebuild it. And I was going to leave it attached to the ductwork so I'm not losing it, and so I don't have to undo these little zip ties I got here. So now this should just pop off both the carburetor and the filter. So just wiggle around until it pops off. There you go, just like that. Take that off, set it aside. So that's your front one. Now to remove the filter, this is your filter here. This is a long filter, goes in deep in there. It's just 3 screws, one here, and one here. You pull those screws out and that filter comes right out.